Since its establishment in 2006, the Global Facility for Disaster Reduction and Recovery, GFDRR, has evolved into a partnership of 38 countries and 7 international organisations. GFDRR is committed to helping developing countries reduce their vulnerability to natural hazards and adapt to climate change. That commitment has translated into action. More than 60% of GFDRR's priority countries have made disaster risk reduction and climate adaptation a development priority. The framework for mainstreaming disaster risks in country development plans, the establishment of economic evidence for disaster prevention, the Open Data for Resilience Initiative, post-disaster needs assessments, early warning systems and innovative financing are just some of the tools being used by GFDRR with governments and our partners to help mitigate and prevent disasters. The Philippines is one of the most disaster-prone countries in the world. It has made disaster risk reduction a development priority. Through innovative financing, GFDRR, together with the World Bank, helped formulate a disaster risk reduction strategy for the Philippines. The aim is to reduce the financial burden of disasters. The World Bank has agreed a $500 million contingent loan facility, providing the country with quick access to money when disaster strikes. In India, 350 million people were affected by drought during the 10-year period ending in 2009. The Indian government requested assistance from the World Bank to create a modified crop insurance program for vulnerable farmers. GFDRR helped provide a critical technical assistance component, enabling the launch of the scheme and benefiting more than 300,000 farmers. The Haiti earthquake in January 2010 killed or injured more than 500,000 people, leaving more than 1 million homeless. As part of its post-disaster recovery assessment, GFDRR, with its development and civil society partners, undertook one of the largest building damage assessments ever. 300 trained engineers assessed over 400,000 buildings. The green lettering above 72-year-old Jeanne Boussico's door means everything to her. She knows her house is safe to live in.
It is a good thing, because if you had seen something dangerous, you would have said so.
In the Horn of Africa, 13 million people are in need of assistance due to prolonged drought. GFDRR, through the Standby Recovery Financing Facility, has committed $2 million to support country governments in assessing the impact of the drought and to formulate plans for resilient recovery. Post-disaster needs assessments are helping to link recovery and reconstruction planning with longer-term development plans of the countries in the Horn. Partnerships are critical to the work of GFDRR, and key among those is the partnership with UNI-SDR. The close partnership is central to their regional engagement. GFDRR is working with its partners to make disaster risk and climate change data available to everyone. It's part of a commitment to equip communities and nations to better anticipate, ensure early action and build resilience in disaster hotspots. Building on the World Bank's Open Data Initiative, GFDRR's Open Data for Resilience Initiative, OpenDRI, is ensuring that information created during risk assessments is easily accessible to those who need it. OpenDRI will provide open access to an unprecedented level of information on country disaster risks, including publishing hazard and risk maps online.
We opened up all our data sources, and people started to do fascinating things with it. For example, they started to do map overlays. They were able to help from a policy dimension in ways that we wouldn't have been able to think about.
One example of OpenDRI is the Pacific Catastrophe Risk Assessment and Financing Initiative. It's producing a wealth of data on the natural disaster risks faced by 15 countries in the region. More than 400,000 buildings and other infrastructure have been digitised, helping governments in the region understand and act on their vulnerability to natural hazards in a changing climate. Climate change adaptation has become an integral part of the GFDRR mandate. Country adaptation profiles have been produced for all 31 GFDRR focus countries to guide climate-smart planning and investment decisions. Finally, the importance of weather, climate and hydrological information has led GFDRR with its country partners to strengthen meteorological and hydrological agencies. Half of the priority countries have their early warning systems supported by GFDRR. These include development of investment projects in Ghana, the Kyrgyz Republic, Mozambique, Nepal and Vietnam, which will benefit millions of people living in vulnerable areas. GFDRR, building resilience to disasters, delivering results.